Alright, what's up guys? We're finishing out episode 66, week 66, whatever you want to call it, in the best way we know how. We've talked about the WWE stuff. It's all come and gone. It's time to show some love to those smaller guys, the guys that don't get all the TV time. We're talking about the indie guys. I'm Travis Colt, this is Kevin Hawk, and this is Indie News. We're going to start our results section not with Ring of Honor, but with AAW's Defining Moment.
Man, when you said we were ending the episode the best way we knew how, I was really hoping you meant cake and strippers.
Maybe Thomas is bringing that tomorrow. I don't know.
That's not the end of the episode. It's the beginning of the next episode. God. Dreams are dashed, people. I'm going to do this with my eyes closed.
We need to talk about Chris Hero's return to AAW.
Absolutely defining moment. AAW was on the 18th. That was from Marionette Park, Illinois. Bourbon Street is the arena. We had a lot of stuff happen. We had Trevor Lee. He made his debut in AAW by defeating Christian Faith. We had Louis Linden successfully defend the Heritage Championship against Matt Cage. We had Davey Vega and Matt Fitchett defeat Zero Gravity and the team of Heidi Lovelace and Candice LeRae in a three-way tag team match.
Right.
We had Eddie Kingston defeat Tyson Dux. We had Johnny Gargano defeat Chris Hero. We had Marcus Crane defeat Shane Saber in less than 5 minutes. We had Ethan Page successfully defend the AAW Championship against Matt Cross.
Ooh.
After the match, Gargano came out and challenged Ethan Page to a title match. 2 out of 3 falls to the next show.
Ooh, that'll be a good one.
Then we had Congo Kong defeat Justice Jones. And in the main event, the Hooligans in the Falls Count Anywhere Tag Team match defeated Ohio is for Killers to become the new AAW Tag Team Champions.
Wow.
So good on you, Hooligans.
Very nice.
Even though there was some interference and a couple cheap shots.
Really? Come on.
But that's okay, because that's what Ohio is for Killer does over at CCW.
That's true. Taste of their own medicine, I guess.
Yeah. That's it. That was good. AIW Defining Moments. We got an upcoming show from them a little bit later. But I'm going to swing it over to you because you have that extravaganza that had all the stars.
We do. September 18th in San Antonio, Texas. San Antonio, Texas was All Star.
You are fucked up.
I'm all over the place. Was All Star Extravaganza from Ring of Honor. We opened up with Jay Lethal defeating Bobby Fish to retain the TV title with a roll up. He actually he rolled backwards out of a leg lock and held the tights, getting the win over Bobby Fish. Silas Young defeated Dalton Castle, so he's going to be turning those boys into men. We had the Briscoes Open Challenge first started with the Decade coming out. Saying, BJ was going to be out at commentary, and of course Adam Page wants to probably get a closer look at Jay Briscoe since he's been talking trash. The Romantic Touch ended up coming out and got his ass beat by the Briscoes. But then Kenny King returned to Ring of Honor to team with Rhett Titus, the All Night Express, returning to Ring of Honor to defeat the Briscoes, hitting the one-night stand. Adam Page ended up attacking Jay Briscoe after the match. NAX actually came back out, saved the Briscoes. All 4 guys shook hands and celebrated. This is going to lead into what we'll see in the coming weeks on TV. Adam Page taking on Jay Briscoe in a no disqualification match. No holds barred, whatever you want to call it.
In a match where Adam Page is probably going to get fucked up a lot.
Probably. Speaking of no disqualification matches, we had Moose defeat Cedric Alexander. Cedric Alexander accidentally drop-kicked Veda off of the apron. Stokely hit Cedric with the wrench, and then Moose followed up with a spear, getting the win.
And recently announced, because of said drop kick to Veda Scott, Veda and Cedric Alexander are now going to be suing Ring of Honor because it's a dangerous workplace.
Because your own dude drop kicked you? What?
Yep.
How does that work? I'll only be okay with this if it's the return of R.D. Evans.
Oh, God.
That's the only way I'm going to be okay with this situation. We had ACH defeat Matt Sydal with a 6:30, aka the Midnight Star, taking a 2-1 lead in their best of 5 series. The Kingdom took back the ROH Tag Team titles, defeating the Young Bucks and the Addiction when another KRD member came out and attacked the Addiction using the signature moves of Chris Sabin. The end of the match, I'm guessing it was distraction from the KRD members' attack, but Taven was able to roll up Matt Jackson for the win.
A lot of people are speculating this is Austin Aries.
Yes, that is the current rumor, unless they're bringing in some new guy with no allegiance whatsoever. But I'm okay with it being Austin Aries because Austin Aries is awesome.
Me too.
Then in our 4-way world title #1 contender match, we had AJ Styles defeat Adam Cole, Michael Elgin, and Roderick Strong by hitting Bloody Sunday and the Styles Clash on Adam Cole. And then in the main event, Jay Lethal retained over Kyle O'Reilly. Nigel ended up kicking Truth Martini out. Then the ref got knocked down. Then Bobby Fish and the entire House of Truth came down and trying to, sway the momentum.
There's a whole bevy of interferences.
Just all kinds of craziness. Adam Cole came out, looked like he was going to help Kyle O'Reilly, ended up super kicking him, which allowed Jay Lethal to hit Lethal Injection, and Jay Lethal is still ROH World and TV Champion.
And the Kingdom is reunited.
Yeah, Adam Cole. What a dick. But hey, what are you going to do? We're going to move right along into ROH TV. This is what some of you will see this coming Wednesday if you watch Destination America. So if you don't want to be spoiled, go ahead and skip forward about 5 minutes. But those of you that have watched it or aren't going to watch it this week, let's talk about what happened. We had Michael.
Maybe we should annotate a little time.
That's what I did last week. So, yeah.
He's gonna do that so you can avoid spoilers.
Yeah. We had Michael Elgin defeat Silas Young with the Elgin Bomb. We came in right at the end of that match, so we don't have any other details other than Michael Elgin won.
I could imagine it was a lot of Michael Elgin
looking like a man baby.
Looking like a man baby. A lot of Silas Young being a misery-loving man with a mustache. A lot of Michael Elgin trying to clothesline. A lot of Silas being upset at things.
Yes. We had Adam Cole talk about he has a match against Shinsuke Nakamura next week, saying that it's going to be a dream match because Nakamura is one of the greatest wrestlers in the world today, and Adam Cole is the best wrestler in the world today. So it should be an interesting match between those two. We had ACH defeat Caprice Coleman. Caprice Coleman hit the 1-inch punch. He hit the Sky Splitter, but it wasn't enough to put ACH down. He was able to come back with a super kick, a brain buster, and then a 450 to pick up the win. And after this match, we had King Carino actually ask Coleman about the envelope he got from Prince Nana a couple weeks ago after the issues with Moose, and it was during a match he had with Cedric Alexander. And Coleman said that it was filled with a lot of money and a letter, and of course he took the money, he read the letter a few times over, and he told Prince Nana that he's right. No details as to what that pertains to. We'll have to wait and see what happens in the coming weeks of ROH TV.
Well, he said the sky was up and the ground was down.
Well, Prince Nana, you're right. Then we had a really cool update with the conjunction of ROH and New Japan. ROH is going to be heading to Japan for some ROH tapings, I think, or for a Ring of Honor specific show in Japan,
2 shows,
where the championship for the first time will be defended on Japanese soil. New Japan will be part of the 14th anniversary in January. That'll be in Las Vegas. And they'll be adding more shows to the War of the Worlds Global Wars super shows that they do every year. So rather than just the one pay-per-view and then like the 3 shows, they're going to be doing maybe 6, maybe 8 shows. But that's
there's a huge conjunction deal between Ring of Honor and New Japan right now. So I mean, essentially now it almost feels like year-round we will be seeing appearances from New Japan guys in ROH and ROH guys in New Japan.
Yeah. And speaking of New Japan guys showing up in Ring of Honor, in our main event, we had the IWGP Intercontinental Champion Hiroki Goto teaming with the Briscoes to take on Roppongi Vice and the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada in a 6-man tag. This was an awesome match.
It was rad.
This is my first time seeing Hiroki Goto. He is a thick, heavy-set dude who kicks ass. That guy can take a beating. And they ended up picking up the win when Jay hit the J-Driller on Trent. Despite the attempts of the Rainmaker and the tag teamwork of Roppongi Vice, it just was enough to stop the Briscoes and Hiroki Goto. That is it for results. We're going to talk about an unfortunate news story we didn't hit on
last week.
Yeah, right when it came about. This was, I guess, the news was really dropped just post King of Trios, not too long after. But unfortunately, the injury that kept Ultramantis Black out of King of Trios this year.
Yeah, he suffered it during Chikara's Midwest tour.
Yes.
I think it was specifically, I want to say, the show in Indianapolis.
Right, yeah.
But suffered a lot of damage to his left knee? Or right knee? One of his knees.
Yeah, it's... I was just watching the match last night when they actually attacked. We've been watching King of Trios, and they actually attacked one of his legs. I think they attacked the left leg with the crush. It was the Devastation Corporation attacked the left leg. So I don't know, maybe they avoided the right leg because of his hurt. I don't know for sure. But whichever leg it is, the damage is career-ending. And so as of right now, it seems that Ultramantis Black will be retiring from professional wrestling.
Yeah, Mantis is, you could say, one of the icons of Chikara.
Gen 1?
Because, yeah, he's been around since the beginning. He's never really gone away like a lot of people have in the past. A lot of times,
yeah,
some of the guys will go away, they'll do something else, they'll come back.
Yeah,
he's stuck around since the get-go. So it's unfortunate. I'm hoping we see a lot of him on commentary still.
I'd like to see him, just play a manager role. Just
manage the Batiri.
Yeah, manage the Batiri or Oleg, whichever one suits the storyline better. But yeah, it's unfortunate because he could do anything. Like he's good in all those roles. His promos are great. His in-ring work is great. His outside the ring work is great. His commentary is great. It's just he was one of those guys that you could put in any position in Chikara and he could fill it to the best of his ability, which was always entertaining.
Yeah, and I understand if he doesn't come back in any kind of concept, even with commentary or being a manager, just for the fact that I know with a lot of these guys, you could imagine guys like Hollowicked, Eddie Kingston, guys who have been in Chikara for so long and are considered like the figureheads of Chikara. I feel like it would be extremely hard for them to be there and not want to be involved.
Yeah.
In a physical aspect, so if Ultramantis just disappears completely, I completely understand why.
Yeah. But I guess we can't look at we can't look at it all negative because just a year or two ago we thought we'd never see Amasis again.
Yeah.
He retired due to a neck injury and now he's back killing it just like he always has. So, I mean, there is a good chance we could see Mantis come back, but as of right now, we probably won't see a lot of him. He's probably going to end up getting some surgeries done. So yeah, as of right now, the only details we know is that his injuries are career-threatening. He never even actually said he was retiring. He kind of said thanks to Chikara.
Yeah, when he said, well, the injuries to my leg are of a career-ending nature.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you could take that as a, I'm done with wrestling, or maybe it's just I'm done for now. So
yeah. Either way, another thing, only interesting other thing you can tie into this story is that, he was 1/4 of the Arcane Horde team.
Yes.
In COTI, and so there are a little bit of rumors, not so much going around that maybe Quackenbush will pick a replacement for him in COTI for his team going forward.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it really all depends on how many more matches or how many more types of matches they had. But yeah, you still got Oleg, you still got the Patiri, so we'll have to wait and see. But as of right now, I guess we can say thank you for everything you've done, Mantis, and we hope that your injuries don't last forever, and if they do, we hope that you find something that you love just as much as you did in Chikara. Let's move on to some upcoming shows.
Yeah, upcoming shows. I'll have you kick that up because you got some ROH.
Yes, no new matches added, so if you've heard me talk about the 25th and 26th Reloaded Tour, nothing new here, but I'm going to run through it anyway. On the 25th in California, Pennsylvania, we have Mandy Leon taking on Taylor Hendricks.
Okay, that makes it worth it.
We have Michael Elgin taking on Roderick Strong.
Man, baby.
And we have the Briscoes taking on the Young Bucks.
Michael Elgin, man, baby.
And then in Lockport, New York on September 26th.
Locking up them ports.
Thank you. We will have Veda Scott taking on Cherry Bomb.
God damn.
And we will have Jay Lethal taking on Stevie Richards.
Hey, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah. What do you got past the 26th of September?
Well, I'm not even going to look past the 26th of September.
No?
Because I've got 2 shows on the 26th
well,
of
fine.
September.
Tell me what you got on the 26th.
We've got Beyond Wrestling's Grrr. Fete Music in Providence, Rhode Island. That's the greatest Rivals Round Robin. I'm going to start off talking about the matches that aren't involved in the Red Robin. David Starr has an open challenge match. It's going to be a first-time ever meeting between A.R. Fox and Brian Fury. Also another first-time ever meeting between Andrew Everett and Donovan Dijak. And there's also going to be Ricochet versus JT Dunn.
Nice.
And then we talk about the greatest Rivals Round Robin, where we're going to have
6 matches, 4 guys, 1 night.
Yeah, honestly, it's going to be rad, because all 3 of these guys are fantastic fucking wrestlers.
All 4 of these guys.
Yeah, let's say 6.
You said 3.
All 3 of them. All 3 of them are fantastic fucking wrestlers, and Biff Busick is there. Actually I should make fun of Eddie Edwards, because he's the one that's in TNA.
Oh! Burn!
But yeah, we're going to have Drew Gulak versus Biff Busick, Drew Gulak versus Eddie Edwards, Drew Gulak versus Timothy Thatcher, Biff Busick versus Eddie Edwards, Biff Busick versus Timothy Thatcher, and Eddie Edwards versus Timothy Thatcher. All in one night.
Whew.
These guys are each going to wrestle 3 times. That's redonkulous.
Hey, is it for anything, or is it strictly just
I don't know.
Maybe like a future...
It's a little round robin something.
A future championship match. We'll have to wait and see, I guess.
Yeah, and then also on the 26th, if Beyond Wrestling isn't your thing, you can head down to Gibsonville, North Carolina for Chikara.
Chikara!
Justice is Blind. We've got a lot of matches. 7 of them total, I think. A lot of COTI implications going on.
Yeah, lots of COTI coming up here.
Yeah, and I mean, we got a lot of shows. As we close in the year, there's still like 8 or 9 more Chikara shows.
Yeah.
In the upcoming months.
Yeah, we were, like I said, we've been watching, we've watched nights 1 and 2 of King of Trios, and as of night 2, when they did Ashley Remington versus Jaka, they were only halfway through all the COTI
Approximately.
matches. They were like match
55
out of 90.
Yeah, something like that.
There's still a lot of matches left, so expect to see a lot of COTI on the upcoming shows.
One match that I know is not going to have COTI implications pits Kevin Condren, Missile Assault Man, and Juke Joint Lucas Calhoun of Battleborn versus Icarus, Heidi Lovelace, and Dasher Hatfield.
Oh.
They're getting revenge over the bogus elimination from night 1 in King of Trios.
Dick move, guys.
We are also going to have Shinron taking on the Proletariat War of Moldova. Jakob Hammermeyer versus Argus. We're going to have a 3 against 3 Gentlemen's Club versus, Crown and Court versus the Wrecking Crew. That's going to be Kimberly and Los Ice Creams representing Crown and Court, Wrecking Crew. Could be any of the 3 of them. Then Eddie Kingston versus Oleg the Usurper. Gentlemen's Club versus Battle Hive. And a tag team match. It's going to be Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy versus Amasis and Worker Ant.
I think I know how that one's going.
And then Mr. Touchdown versus Frightmare.
That'll be a good one.
And then on the 27th, we have Beyond Wrestling back again with Powder Keg coming from Somerville, Massachusetts. Talk about dream match of dream matches. Shinron versus Ricochet. We also have Death by Elbow taking on the Kingdom for the first time ever. We have
nothing else.
I'm going to backtrack.
Oh.
This is actually the show where Andrew Everett's going to take on Donovan Dijak.
Oh.
At GER, it's going to be Andrew Everett and Trevor Lee against Team Tremendous.
Oh. Alright.
And then we're going to have at Powder Keg, Trevor Lee versus Brian Fury. Timothy Thatcher has an open contract for opponent, whoever decides to show up.
Alright.
The Doom Patrol will be taking on War Machine.
That's
Chris Dickinson and Jaka versus Hanson and Rowe.
People are going to get their asses kicked in that match.
Yeah, and then we have Pinky Sanchez teaming up with EYFBO, representing Team Pazuzu. They're going to be taking on the Cam-Ann Connection. That's not the Can-Am Connection. It's not Rick Martel and Tom Zink.
Cam-Ann.
Yeah, it's Cam Zagami and Anthony Green.
That's going to be confusing.
And a mystery partner.
Oh.
And then also Christina Diamond versus Alexis Nevia. Stacked show.
Yeah.
Especially with the Ricochet versus Shinron. That's going to blow the roof off the place in Summersville.
If I see that match, it's going to blow my goddamn mind.
And then also on the 27th, again,
Chikara!
You can travel if you're not in the New England area and you're farther down south, go to Norfolk, Virginia, and watch Chikara present the Marta Complex. We have a lot more matches with possible COTI implications. Again, we are going to have United Nations versus Battleborn match, which isn't COTI related because Battleborn is not part of the Challenge of the Immortals. But we are going to have a singles match between Eddie Kingston and Argus. We're going to have, it's going to be Eddie Kingston and Argus teaming against Icarus and Mr. Touchdown.
Okay.
Tag team match. Snake Pit versus Dasher's Dugout.
Right.
We're going to have Crown and Court versus Battle Hive. Announced who's going to be representing which team there. Dasher Hatfield will be taking on Flex Rumble Crunch. Silver Ant will be taking on Oleg the Usurper, a rematch from back in Chikara's UK tour. We're going to have Chuck Taylor versus Jakob Hammermeyer.
Hilarious.
And in the main event, presumably, because it's usually the main event, the Campeonatos de Parejas on the line as Devastation Corporation defend for the second time against Team NRG.
I just watched them in that 8-man tag. They are really good.
Yeah.
I am digging NRG, so...
Especially if they team with 3.0.
Oh, it's even better. Yeah. When he takes the Red Bull away from Shane Matthews and gives him his own...
It's the...
I don't remember what he called it.
God, it's the Electric Monkey or something like
that.
Yeah, that's it for September. But we're going to move into October, spooky month.
I was going to say the same thing!
Yeah,
damn it!
Beat you to it. Saturday the 3rd.
Spooky month. Said it anyway.
Saturday the 3rd, we got two shows coming from AIW. That's Absolute Intense Wrestling. First, we got Girls Night Out. A lot of names signed. No matches signed yet. So we'll be keeping updates on that as it approaches, because it's only like 2 weeks away now.
Yeah. But we do have 2 debuts that night. Right?
Yeah.
Candice LeRae.
Candice LeRae is making her Girls Night Out debut.
Oh, okay.
And Britt something is making her AIW debut.
Oh.
Her first match. Super fit looking girl, cute face, probably talented. Hopefully.
Well, she's in AIW, I would imagine.
Also that day they're going to be doing Fresh Meat.
Oh, yes.
Also from Cleveland. Looks like it's going to be that theme we were talking about last week of AIW's rookies versus the more established AIW main roster members.
Yeah, we got Kingston, we got Gargano.
Pondo was on the cover.
Sorry for whoever
Ethan Page.
Pondo.
Ricky Shane Page.
Cool.
Yeah, and all like the newer guys like Kaplan, Frankie Flynn, Jerry, all up on the top half. So could be a lot of different combinations could come up with that.
Yeah.
And then on Friday the 9th of October, AAW presents Jawbreaker from Berwyn, Illinois, the Berwyn's Eagles Club. No matches announced for that, but we do know that Mia Yim and Tessa Blanchard will both be making their AAW debuts.
Ooh, nice.
And Ricochet will be returning to AAW.
Shake.
And then October 10th, also from the Berwyn Eagles Club, we're going to have, that's the next day for those who can count 9 to 10.
Keep track.
Cause we got to go, because it's 9 to 10, Berwyn Eagles Club. On the 10th, we've got Shimmer's 76th and 77th edition DVDs being filmed.
Oh, yes.
2 shows. This is during their 10-year anniversary weekend. So lots of stuff happening there in Berwyn Eagles Club. 2 nights in a row, 3 nights in a row technically.
Yeah.
But also on the 10th, just announced CZW from Voorhees, New Jersey is presenting Tangled Web 8. If you've never seen a Tangled Web match and you don't like violent looking things, don't watch this one. They're gnarly matches. And this is going to be an 8-man tag Tangled Web match.
Why?
Pitting Jake and Dave Christ, Eric Ryan, and Alex Collin of Ohio is for Killers, taking on Danny Havoc, Lucky 13, Connor Claxton, and the 4th member of the Nation of Intoxication. Why can't I remember all 4 of them? There's 4 of them though. It's an 8-man tag. It's gonna be very violent.
The name's gonna be down here because he can't remember it. Let's move on.
It'll come to me like towards the end of the show, I bet too.
Just yell it out randomly when you remember it. It's like Tourette's.
It's another D name.
Danny Havoc.
Yeah, Danny Havoc, Lucky 13, D name, Connor Claxton. On the 11th, back to Berwyn, Illinois, for Shimmer's 78th and 79th edition.
That's so much Shimmer.
2 days. If you get tickets for both days,
you got a lot of matches.
4 DVDs worth. Each one of those DVDs usually has somewhere between 10 to 15 matches. So you're getting probably over 40 matches worth of Shimmer action if you're going to be in Berwyn all weekend.
Devin Moore.
Devin Moore. Another D name. So, I mean, talk about it, though. If you're in Berwyn, Illinois on the 9th, 10th, and 11th, you can see AAW, Shimmer, and Shimmer.
That's crazy.
Good weekend to be at the Berwyn Eagles Club.
No joke.
And then on the 17th, from Laval, Quebec, Canada, we're going to have a joint show between IWS and CZW called Freedom Fight. They've done joint shows together before, but it's never been north of the border, up where IWS is from. It's always been on American turf. Now they're heading over to IWS turf.
Cool.
And then also on the 17th, from Queens, New York, we're going to have Evolve 49. And that's going to involve a lot of people. No matches yet announced, but the Premier Athlete brand is going to be there. RPG Vice is going to be there. TJ Perkins. We've got Willie Mack is going to be making his Evolve debut.
Ooh, very cool.
And then, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but there's a guy who's been in MMA for a long time, who's transitioning to being in the ring.
I've heard something about that.
And he's going to be making his pro wrestling debut at the Evolve show.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then on the 18th, the next day, Evolve 50 from Long Island, New York. All those same people set to be there, and the Evolve champion Timothy Thatcher.
Nice.
And then you got the 19th covered? Or
No, not the 19th.
20-something if.
The 23rd.
23rd.
23rd. First off, I'm going to go over, we have the Amped TV taping from GFW from Las Vegas at the Orleans Arena. This is seemingly what's going to be the championship finals in their tournaments they've been doing. So we've got the semifinal matches for the tag team titles. We have Reno Scum taking on the Bollywood Boys. And we have Bullet Club taking on Tees and Sleaze.
Tees and Sleaze. I hope it comes down to those two teams.
I know you do.
And it's going to be like the grossest match that's ever happened.
We have the next gen semifinals. We have Kushida taking on Jigsaw and TJ Perkins taking on Virgil Flynn. The women's championship finals will be Amber Gallows taking on Christina Von Eerie. And then
Christina Von Eerie.
We have one more semifinal match for the GFW title. It'll be Eric Young taking on Shelton Benjamin. And the winner of that match will take on Nick Aldis, a.k.a. Magnus, in the finals. And then also on the 23rd, we're going to have the first of two nights from Ring of Honor's Glory by Honor 14. This will be in Kalamazoo, Michigan. I almost combined the whole thing.
Kalamazoo.
Kalamazoo. Yeah, Kalamazoo, Michigan will be night one on the 23rd of October.
Open letter right now. Dear whoever named that city Kalamazoo. Thank you.
And then the next night on the 24th, Glory by Honor Night 2 will be in Dayton, Ohio.
That's where you go have a ton of dates.
You're terrible.
But they don't end well because Ohio is for killers.
Oh, God. All right. And we're going to move right along into November.
Hold on. Not yet.
No? Fine.
Because I got to interrupt you with my own October 25th. Because this one is a show for a good cause.
Oh, okay.
Because this is a CCW.
You can interrupt me then.
CCW in conjunction with the Maven Bentley Association. The Memory Remains, a show where you get admittance with a $10 donation to the Alzheimer's Association.
Oh, okay.
So far, no matches announced, but they have confirmed that Joe Gacy, Matt Tremont, and Grant Akuma will all be on the show.
Right.
Now you can go into November.
All right. So I'm going to start it off. On the 13th, we have night one of Survival of the Fittest.
One of my
This will
favorite
be in
weekends.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And then I think you have something on the 13th as well.
I absolutely do. That's coming to you from the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia. Philadelphia. Tommy Dreamer brings you House of Hardcore 10. That's awesome.
Yeah.
They're finally in the double digits. We got a couple matches. We got Eddie Kingston versus Tommaso Ciampa.
That'll be good.
Rhino versus Abyss.
Ooh.
Bobby Roode versus Austin Aries.
Holy shit.
And in a tag team main event, EC3 and Eric Young will take on Tommy Dreamer and Yoshihiro Tajiri.
And I can also add to that Colt Cabana will be at the show as well. He announced it this week on AOW.
Yeah, a lot of names also announced to be on that show.
Right.
Via Trinidad, Jade, Colt Cabana, Chris Hero, Lance Hoyt, and many more.
Awesome. Well, then on the 14th, I've got night 2 of Survival of the Fittest. That'll be in Hopkins, Minnesota. I'm sure within the next month for Survival of the Fittest, we'll start figuring out who's going to be entering that tournament. What do you have on the 14th?
I have House of Hardcore 11.
Oh, they're doing 2?
2.
Oh,
Back
shit.
to back. This
That's
one's
cool.
in Corona, New York.
I didn't know that was a place.
No matches announced, but almost the exact same roster was announced. As far as those people,
They'll
I
probably end
think
up doing rematches or Fallout from 10.
Dreamer's name wasn't on the list of people who were scheduled to compete, and I think maybe Rhino wasn't on the list, but just about everyone else was doubled over both nights. Colt, Hero, all the people.
Cool.
That's what I've got on the 14th. You got anything?
I got nothing else.
Nothing else?
No. You?
Nope.
You know what we do have, though? We have a like, a favorite, and a subscribe button.
Why don't you guys click them, please?
And then below that, you can click a bunch of links where you can go to like the websites of all the people we just talked about.
Like ChikaraPro.com,
like ROHWrestling.com,
CZWrestling.com,
LookMonoFans.com,
and many, many more.
And then below that are all of our links where you can go to our Facebook, our Twitter, our Tumblr, our Instagram, our Reddit, and both of the emails. You can catch this mofo at Kevin_Hawk636
Unlike I cut that
hotmail.com.
And you can talk to all three of us if you like. We'll give you a three-way conversation at fanstalkwrestling@gmail.com.
And below that, in the comments, post any links or YouTube videos or anything that you have to some of your personal favorite independent promotions.
Yeah, who are your local promotions? Because we want to start talking about those guys if you want those guys to get mediocre YouTube coverage.
Yeah, because that's what we're all about. Mediocre YouTube coverage. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out episode 67 coming up. We're going to have our Night of Champions review. I'm actually just about to start watching Night of Champions. We'll have our Raw review, our SmackDown rundown, our midweek wrap-up, and another edition of Indie News coming at you next Monday.
And check out the playlist.
With all the videos we did this week.
Because all the things he just said are up there, but for this episode.
Yeah, all the stuff that already happened.
Watch them.
Yeah.
Even if you already have, watch them again.
Yeah, please.
We like
And
views.
like and favorite all those ones too. And
Yeah.
thanks to all of you that have been sharing and liking the videos on Tumblr. We appreciate it. Loving the view counts. Awesome. Much appreciated. Let's start commenting. Let's start talking about stuff. Start discussing wrestling. Please. Please talk about wrestling.
He's gonna die if you don't.
I'm going to die. Probably not, but you know, it'd be cool. I want to
No,
talk.
he'll actually die whether or not you
Because
talk about
he's
wrestling.
going to kill me.
No, I'm just saying everyone dies
Well, it's true.
eventually.
Well, yeah.
So whether or not you comment about wrestling probably has no outcome on whether or not he lives or dies.
It's going to happen. Unless I find immortality, and I'm totally taking that shit.
No, that'd be depressing.
This outro is depressing. We'll see you guys later.